Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and this is another bookish video. Hello friends, it is the end of January now, so that means it is time to film my February TBR, which means I will have another unrealistic TBR on my hands. That I hopefully will read, but who knows. In January, I ended up being in a huge reading slump. It is January 30th and I've only finished 2 books. I am currently reading I think 3 books at the same time. So hopefully I'll at least read one more or finish one more book by the end of this month. But we will see. January just was not my month. So hopefully February is a lot better. But yeah, that means it is time to play my OWL Choose Your TBR game. I'm always excited to play this game at the end of each month or beginning of the month. So yeah, I'm excited to play this, but let's just go ahead and get started with the first roll. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and do our first roll, but if you are new here, I basically roll these 2 dice and go around until I hit the end, and then based on the color I draw from these jars, and they are genre based this year. So that bright yellow is thriller, horror, mystery, the pink is romance, and it just, yeah, based on different genres, and there's prompts for each genre. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the first roll. And I got a 6. All right, and that is green. Oh. All right, the green jar. That is any genre, so let's see what prompt I get. All right. All right, so has been on my TBR for less than a year. All right, that is probably an easy one because I have a lot of releases from 2023 that I have not gotten to yet. Okay, so for the first roll, I landed on green, and that is for any genre. And the prompt I got was to pick a book that has been on my TBR for less than a year. And for that, I'm gonna choose the sequel to The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and that is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I read The Serpent and the Wings of Night back in April of 2023. So then this immediately went on my TBR after I finished that. So this has been on my TBR for less than a year. So yeah, I'm very excited to finally be getting to this one. I've been wanting to read it ever since I finished that one. I don't know why I have been putting it off this long, but I will definitely prioritize this in February. I just need to get out of this reading slump, and hopefully maybe reading this will get me out of that slump. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 2. Another 6. Okay, romance. I'm actually excited because I want to read a lot of romance in February. Let's see. Okay, so a why choose romance. Okay, I have the perfect book for this one. Okay, so for the second roll, I ended up rolling another 6 and landing on the pink prompt, which is romance. And the prompt I got for that is a why choose romance. And for that, I'm gonna choose Nanny for the Neighbors by Lily Gold. I have read her other books that are all why choose romance, except for this one. And all the other 3 that I've read were very fun. Like, not all of them were 5-star reads, but they were just fun and like made me laugh, and like, yeah, they were just a good time. So I am very excited to read this one. This is like, obviously a nanny. Like, I think, oh yeah, so like a baby gets like put on like these 3 guys' like door, like with a note, and so they like hire like this nanny to like help them. That's all I really know, but like they obviously like she ends up like she ends up falling for all of them. Hence with like a why choose romance. So yeah, it is very I'm very excited to add this to my February TBR because, like I said, I have enjoyed the other books by this author. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 3. And I got an 11. So dark purple. And dark purple is fantasy romance. So that is good. Let's see, what does it say? All right, so indie self-published fantasy romance. That is great because I have a lot of like self-published indie fantasy romances. Okay, so for roll number 3, I landed on like the dark purple square, and that is my fantasy romance genre. And the prompt I got was indie or slash self-published fantasy romance. And for that, I'm going to choose the 3rd book in a series, A Kingdom of Ruin by K.F. Breene. The first book in the series is A Ruin of Roses, and then I've read like the first 2 in that series last year, and I enjoyed both of them. They weren't like all-time favorites, except like the first one was really good, and like I think I gave them both like 4 stars. So not an all-time favorite, but they were still like a really like good time. Like I had a good time reading them, and I am excited to read the 3rd one. Again, I keep pushing these like sequels off. I don't know why. But yeah, I still had a great time reading those first 2, and yeah, I'm excited to see what happens in the 3rd one. Basically this is kind of like a kind of a Beauty and the Beast retelling, or like not like a true retell, like it's just kind of based off of like Beauty and the Beast a little bit. But like it's so much more than that. Like it's like it's a great like fantasy world, and like I'm loving the romance so far. And yeah, I'm excited to see where book 3 goes from where we left off on the 2nd one. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 4. 9. 9, so blue. That is literary or contemporary fiction. Let's see what I get. Let's see. All right, people on the cover. So a literary or contemporary fiction with people on the cover. Let's see what I can find. For roll number 4, I landed on a light blue square, and that is my literary and contemporary like fiction like genre prompt jar. And the prompt I got was people on the cover, and this may sound like it's like people like more than one, but I like wrote it as in like a person or like more than one person on the cover. So with that being said, I chose Really Good, actually. It's one person on the cover. This is by Monica Heisey. I'm sorry, I don't know if that is pronounced right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And this is, I'm just gonna read like the little like blurb it has here. It says, it's a hilarious and painfully relatable debut novel about one woman's messy search for joy and meaning in the wake of an unexpected breakup. And this is the author is a comedian, essayist, and an award-winning screenwriter. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this one. It was one of my book of the month picks. I can't remember what month this was. I think it was from last year though. So yeah, I am excited to get to this one. It's been sitting on my TBR for a long time, and I am always looking to get my book of the month books off of my TBR. So yeah, excited to see how this one goes. Hopefully I enjoy it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 5. Got a 3 and an 8. That's an 11. And 11. That's yellow. And that is my historical fiction books. Let's see what I get. So, okay, any historical fiction book. All right, I will see what I have. I may actually find a book that was on my January TBR that I did not get to and add that. So for the 5th prompt, I got historical fiction, which was like light yellow. And I got the prompt for any historical fiction. So for this, this is a repeat of last month's TBR. But since I did not get to it in January, I'm just going to add it to my February TBR. And that is The Frozen River by Ariel Lahan. Again, this it's like a historical fiction that takes place in Maine of 1789. And I think there's a little bit of like a mystery in it. I am not entirely sure. I kind of want to go in blind, but I have heard really great things about this. But I have heard it also is like kind of a slow start. So since I was in like a reading slump, I was hesitant to pick it up in January. And also I'm like still in the middle of like 3 other books. So I just was not able to get to it in January. So yeah, that's okay. I'm going to add it to my February TBR, and hopefully I will get to it in February. Okay, so we are on to our 6th roll, and what probably will be our last roll, or most definitely will be our last roll, but the previous like book will probably be the last book unless I get under a 7 or under an 8, I think. Yeah, under an 8. So yeah, if I get anything over an 8, that last book I showed you was my last book for my Owl Choose Your TBR. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. And I got exactly an 8. 8. So that is the end of Owl Choose Your TBR. And I will go ahead and do a little recap of all the books that I chose for the month of February. So that is the end of my Owl Choose Your TBR. And I have 5 books on my TBR for the month of February. The first book I have is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, which is a book that has been on my fantasy, was it? I think, yeah, I think it was fantasy romance that has been on, or any genre that has been on my TBR for under a year. And then I got Nanny for the Neighbors, which is a romance that is for Why Choose Romance. And then I did A Kingdom of Ruin for a indie or self-published fantasy romance. And I have Really Good Actually by Monica Heisey for a literary or contemporary fiction with a person on the cover. And then I have The Frozen River for any historical fiction book. So those are all my books that are on my February TBR. I also have other reading plans. I definitely have a lot of romance I want to read in the month of February. And I have like no like definite like book club books I'm reading in the month of February. So there isn't anything of that. My plan for February is to get out of this reading slump and just to read as much as I can, and hopefully I finish this TBR. And yeah, I definitely just want to get out of this reading slump because yeah, 2024 it has not started out great. The 2 books I did read or finish so far have been really good. None of the books, they weren't 5 stars, but they were 4 stars. So yeah, I am just hoping for a better reading month in February than I had in January. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know down in the comments what books are on your February TBR or a favorite book you read in January. And also, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to. And I hope you all have an amazing day.